We've been going in on the diamonds, the designer clothes made in sweatshops, so on and so forth. Those are blood diamonds, by the way. I'm gonna go ahead and connect these dots for people. We've been doing this for years, but now we're finally seeing some irrefutable proof in regards to the larger aspects of our society catching on, and that's proof that there's validity to what we've been trying to make people aware of, okay? Now, we know everybody wants to feel like they got their ice, their drip, their icy drip. If you're not familiar with that terminology, it's referring to diamonds, diamond jewelry, diamond watches, diamond necklaces. You know what I mean? And then they got their designer drip, which is some creepy terminology for the designer clothing, right? Now, those are blood diamonds. That's how diamonds are acquired, by dying children in mines who are being beaten and enslaved and starved and dehydrated, and they croak and they're replaced with another child. That's how diamonds are acquired from our Earth's crust, all right? Now, the designer clothes. Those big designer companies that only care about financial status and the elitist echelon and encouraging the masses to glorify the same meaningless BS that the elitist echelon does, right? That's all it revolves around: finances, financial status, and an air of superiority. That in itself is unfulfilling and meaningless. That's a red flag. Like, there's no purpose to it. It's creepy, it's pathetic, and it's fake, homie. And you give people who are empty the ability to wear a camouflage and acquire a certain status within their society, regardless of them being miserable, low-functioning, restless little artificial renegades, homie. That's what the elitist echelon and these blood diamonds of designer mayhem encourages, homie. That's what it results in. People losing the point to their existence and being empty inside. Because they're misappropriating their time, energy, and resources on what? Blood diamonds and sinister atrocities that are unjustifiable. So you see, okay, we've been trying to relay this for years. Now we're seeing a larger company such as Pandora, a major jewelry company, come out and make the decision publicly to never sell another real diamond ever again, homie. Ever. Okay? There's a reason for that, right? We've been trying to push this movement for years. I mean, a large aspect of our movement is evolving past, or encouraging our fellow human beings to develop a clear perception of reality and evolve past these meaningless, unfulfilling, sinister, unjustifiable, world-destroying atrocities that are really weaponized tactics of the elite. That elitist echelon, which consists of what? A small percentage of our populace that maintain majority of the world's wealth and power. Let me go ahead and clarify that one more time for you. A small percentage of our population, right, that maintain majority of the world's wealth and power. How does a small percentile, how does a small little sliver of pie control the whole cake or the whole pie, right? You know what I mean? How does a small percentile or percentage of beings manipulate and control the masses? Let me go ahead and explain. They encourage people to what? Waste their time, energy, and life, to misappropriate or waste their existence. Okay? How do you do that? You encourage people to glorify the unfulfilling, meaningless life aspects: blood diamonds, designer clothes, liquor, substances, hypersexual mayhem, all the unfulfilling, damaging life aspects that we're supposed to evolve past, but instead 99.99999% of us will glorify to the day we die a pointless death. That's all by design, and it doesn't have to remain that way. And it's never too late for you to tear yourself from that trap once you're made aware of it, and then begin dismantling the trap for your fellow human beings and freeing them, okay? There's nothing more fulfilling than standing against the planet's destruction and the world destroyers in power who perpetuate that destruction. So let me go ahead and clarify again. Pandora, a major company, a major jeweler, all right, major jewelry company. God, that's a terrible word to try to pronounce. Jeweler, smack me with a piece of driftwood, homie, till I go unconscious, bro. Difficult. All right, so check this out. A major jeweler or jewelry company, Pandora, no longer selling real diamonds, only lab-made diamonds. The reasoning for this was not purely financial. We know there's a high demand for blood diamonds or ice or drip, whatever you want to refer to it as, right? They made the decision because it's simply unjustifiable and unethical. You're not supposed to keep or continue glorifying something once you're made aware that it results in the dying, death, or suffering of innocence. No. You're supposed to evolve past that, but majority perform mental gymnastics. We've been pushing this for years, homie. And majority people who hear this just kind of sit there and go, and then just go back into their mental cartwheels and their empty, meaningless existence. Bruh, if I didn't care, I would just sit around laughing and chuckling until my knees were buckling. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't try to make people aware and choose to exhibit discipline and literally slap myself in the face at times so I have more patience with my fellow human beings and I'm not smacking them because they live like self-obsessed, world-destroying, industrial-sized infants from the bowels of Satan's rectum. You feel me? You know, you gotta have patience, you gotta expect that, right? The bar is low, but that doesn't mean we can't raise it, homie, up out of the ashes or depths a little bit. You feel me? We gotta raise the bar, homie. That's what a company like Pandora, and it's not the music company, it's a jewelry company, just to clarify. But that's what that kind of a company is choosing to do in regards to integrity and honor and ethics. You feel me? They're raising the bar. This usually flies over everybody's heads. And the major celebrities and rappers, keep in mind, I'm warning you, fool. This is a heads up. You're going to see rappers, celebrities come out and speak against this, downplay their products, even make fun of it in their songs and lyrics. Oh, he's rocking Pandora. That's goofy and fake. I got my real eyes drip and your levers can't hate. Oh, come on, man. Some stupid, meaningless BS like that. Glorifying the blood diamonds, perpetuating that elitist agenda. You know what I'm saying? That's how the elitists maintain their positions of wealth and power. You know what I mean? A small percentage of our population maintaining majority of the world's wealth and power, manipulating the masses. Come on, man. That's a world-destroying ideology. That's not sustainable or fulfilling. They're willing to take the planet down with them. The elitist agenda doesn't care about future generations, doesn't care about the masses uniting and evolving alongside one another and having a fulfilling, sustainable purpose that results in solution instead of the planet's destruction, and unity and logic and an efficient approach being forged continually regarding destructive cycles. No, the elitist agenda revolves around the opposite. That's why our society seemingly, and really does through and through, many aspects revolve around damage, chaos, mayhem, meaningless conundrums, convincing people they have fictitious syndromes that they need to swallow all kinds of pills and chug vodka for, when in reality, people just need to have a moment of reflection from time to time so they can appreciate their health, freedom, and good genetics. Those are not meaningless entitlements. Those are paramount blessings, homie. Come on, man. If God was mobbing around on Earth, bro, he would probably be offing us like the Terminator, bro. You know what I'm saying? If he was a physical being at this point, capable of seeing all the selfishness. I'm a spiritual being, but I'm not personally religious. I believe, this is me, I'm not putting anybody down. I'm sharing with you my beliefs. I'm basically being transparent with you, homie. And that shows a certain level of love and respect to whoever's watching this video, because I don't have to. I don't have to say anything. Now, personally, I do believe in God, but it's not a biblical man-made version of God. A vengeful, jealous, petty God that has all these random rules that don't really tie into our day-to-day existence. That's not, I believe in a natural, irrefutable, realistic version of God. Something that truly does exist and that doesn't revolve around our comfort or satisfaction or praying away our sins so we can keep repeating them. That's an illusion or a fantasy in my eyes. God is a natural aspect of existence. In any natural setting, again, this is my viewpoint, right? Whether it's the ocean, the mountains, the desert, the jungle, the forest, anywhere, there's going to be a natural order. There's going to be a natural hierarchy, a food chain, whatever you want to refer to it as. There's going to be an apex predator organism that is more efficient, more evolved, and more progressive in comparison with all the other organisms in that geographic region, right? There's always a food chain, homie. Look in the ocean. Not everything's equal, is it? Some things mob around in the ocean, and very few of their fellow organisms can basically present a threat to them, such as large sharks, killer whales, so on and so forth, right? Well, there's an apex, I don't want to refer to it as a predator, but an apex organism, or an alpha, or the top echelon or pinnacle in any natural environment, in any pecking order, in any hierarchy of any type. There's going to be a top echelon, okay? Now, in human society, it revolves around financial status and the unnatural life aspects, but in nature or any natural setting, it revolves around the opposite. Nature, reality, irrefutable facts, and truth, homie, that's untainted or unmanipulated or unhindered by man, okay? In any natural setting, there's going to be that apex organism or that top echelon, right? The pinnacle of the pyramid. Well, in a spiritual plane, not the desert, not the forest, not the mountains, in a spiritual plane of existence, which is mathematically proven when it comes to multiple planes of existence, Science has proven there are multiple planes of existence: space, time, conceptual physics, so on and so forth, gray matter, dark matter. There are many aspects that are not visible to the naked eye, and mankind previously were under the impression that they didn't exist, but we're always disproving ourselves, right? Because we think we got everything figured out and there's nothing more than what we see. Oh, okay, we just discovered something else. Well, that does exist, okay. But now we got it all figured out and there's some more stuff that we don't even understand or comprehend fully, but it does exist. Things that you can't label fully or comprehend, but even scientific community admits there's more to this life than what you see and touch, and there's multiple planes of existence, and they've admitted that there's forms of energy that they cannot fully comprehend or label that have a direct effect on our physical realm. A good example would be the types of music that have been played around studies in regards to plant life. The different forms of music affects the way that these plants grow. Literally, homie. Two of the same exact types of plant, right? That would normally grow almost identically in the same location, same sunlight, same amount of nutrients. But if one plant has a certain type of music, let's say classical music played, and those radio waves or those music frequencies are continually allowed to make impact with that plant, the music is being played within the vicinity of the plant in an audible fashion, and then you got this other plant. It's not classical music. Let's just say it's death metal, okay? And it's being played on that secondary plant, right? Now, you have the same amount of sunlight, nutrients, so on and so forth, but both those plants will grow completely differently based upon the different types of music being played and the different radio frequencies or wavelengths. And the scientific community cannot fully comprehend this. Well, there's 1,000 different examples in regards to what the scientific community and mankind cannot fully label or comprehend, but they admit that they reluctantly admit that it exists or they exist. Even though we can't fully comprehend it, it's difficult for humans to do that because we want to feel in control of everything. We want to manipulate everything. We want everything to revolve around us as if we're special and entitled to anything and everything you can imagine. But that's crazy. I mean, we're supposed to be earning the air we breathe. You feel me? In any natural setting, like I was saying before, there's a pinnacle or hierarchy in the spiritual plane, God. That's the alpha. That's the pinnacle in any, whether it's the forest, the mountains, the jungle, a spiritual plane of existence consisting of energy that is not exactly tangible, but it is a plane of existence that's mathematically proven to exist, right? There's going to be life, hierarchy, order, natural setting, a pinnacle, a food chain, a pecking order, whatever you want to refer to it as, that manifests and exists. It's prevalent everywhere, homie. That's just natural order. That's nature. That's life. Not everything's magically identical, homie, because it's not everything's made in a man-made factory. Humans got to get that out of their mind. We do not control or understand everything. There is more to life than what we see and touch, okay? Again, this is my viewpoint or perspective, but it's based on what I believe to be accuracy and not my own feelings of comfort. To me, especially on my younger years, it would have been a lot more comfortable for me to be like, King James's version, and then we got everything figured out, and it is what it is, and we're specially chosen, and we're entitled to everything because we're God's little golden shrimp. No, bruh, that's more convenient, but that doesn't result in us uniting and evolving and stopping the planet's destruction and streamlining our viewpoint or perspective in regards to life and God. You feel me? Continually progressing and evolving, uniting. That's what produces results. Forward movement. Instead of regressing or sitting stagnant and staying the same and performing mental cartwheels to rationalize our world-destroying ideology in an ever-changing world where our population's growing. Every day, we're really overpopulated. And if everybody keeps holding on to their own personalized illusions or rhetoric that they're fed by their society or fellow man, we're not going to stop this world-destroying mentality or mindset or way of life. We should be adopting kids, adopting animals, exhibiting discipline, being soldiers, standing against evil, world destruction, and not living for our own imminent satisfaction, but living for fulfillment and solution and purpose, which brings more than just imminent satisfaction. It brings a point to your existence. It brings genuine confidence. It brings peace of mind. It brings genuinely being content and gratified, bruh. And that's not what this pill-popping, alcohol-chugging, celebrity-glorifying, world-destroying, blood-diamond-loving circus results in. We've been offering a different option for some time now.